Hello?
Hey, this is Kenny. How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good, good. Sorry about the technical issues. Uh,
No worries, no worries.
so, so thank you so much for being on the show. Great to have you on. I've heard of you through some other local artists, and you are a very talented artist. Very, very talented at what you do. So, I'm excited to have you on. Um, so let's go ahead and begin. How did you get started into music per se?
I started taking violin lessons when I was 5 years old. Um, just everyone in my family, no one plays music professionally, but everyone in my family, since I was a kid, we would gather around the piano and sing together, and, it's part of the Kentucky tradition, too, bluegrass music and gospel music, and, I was really inspired by my uncle particularly, and then actually I was the first person in the family to start taking violin lessons, but my cousins ended up taking lessons later. So my cousin Olivia Pepiot, she's also a local songwriter, pretty well known, who's violinist as well. So
So you definitely come for quite a family of musicians there. Coming from
yeah, yeah.
quite the family, like it was pretty much automatic that you was gonna do music, regardless of what route you go, singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, whatever the case may be. I seen you perform a couple times, whether it's as a solo act or whether it's with a band, and you sound very extraordinary. Um,
You think that means a lot?
so what was it like, just that stage presence, just getting on the stage and performing, regardless if it's a small crowd or a big crowd? What's that feeling like when you get to showcase your talents out in front of people like that?
Well, there's a lot of aspects of performing that make the experience worth it. For example, when I walk on the stage, like I always get an adrenaline rush. It's almost like as soon as I step on stage, I feel like I've just taken 3 shots of espresso or something like that. No, but in all seriousness, one of the best feelings is as an artist is when you feel like you and your listeners are connecting together while you're playing. Because honestly, like that's why we make art as humans. We make art in order to connect with each other and forget like the troubles of the current situation in our society. And there's no limits with art. There's no rules. So definitely an amazing experience. But I've been struggling lately a little bit with my performance anxiety. Sometimes I that adrenaline rush when I walk on stage, it can affect my body, which then that carries out in your instrument, your voice. So, but I'm learning to deal with it as time goes on. I'm just getting a lot more comfortable on stage, but it's really cool to be able to connect with different crowds. Been playing with a band called Yapa, which does South American folk music, South Andean music, and then so that's a whole different crowd than a lot of the bluegrass musicians that I perform with, or classical musicians, or jazz. So it's really neat to reach out to these different diverse audiences and connect in this universal language called music. So
That is definitely a good thing that you're able to attract different audience from different genres. Definitely shows versatility in your part, and people like what they hear from you, and your love for music, and you're passionate about it. People like you in particular makes me proud to be a local music fan. Me to support local music. Is that you do it for the love of it, and it shows through your performance and how you react to people afterwards.
well, thank you, Kenny. Yeah, if it weren't for people like you too supporting our local artists, so yeah.
So we talked a little bit earlier about your family, music backgrounds and everything. who do you consider some other musical influences, whether it's locally or mainstream or independently? Who do you consider some other musical influences?
Oh wow, that's a tough question. So many great musicians that have impacted me and my community. Right now, I've been listening to a band a lot that comes out of Louisville. And I go to school with all of the musicians in the band. They're called Quality Cable, and they just released their new EP on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. They just released that on July 4th, and it's a fantastic album, and it's just great to see people like that who work their asses off, and they work so hard in school, and they really know music through and through in a lot of different theoretical ways, but then they're trying to take that outside of the classical and jazz musical scene and, provide music for a younger crowd and using, it's a lot of genre bending, and it's just really neat to see. Like, I think right now in Louisville and Lexington, we have such diverse musicians that are not sticking to the, rules and regulations of one genre. So many great musicians that are just taking these risks and creating these fantastic new musical outlets. So I'm definitely inspired by the University of Louisville jazz faculty too. They've been letting some of us. I'm a classical violin performance major there at U of L, and they've been letting me take some jazz classes. So kudos to those teachers who are involving, musicians. Again, genre bending. They're letting some of the classical musicians step out of the typical, comfort zone and experiment with improvisation and different.
I always say that it takes a lot of guts to get on that stage and perform, whether it's a small crowd or a big crowd. And anyone that can go through that, regardless of what genre that you do, I give all of those artists, including yourselves, mad kudos. I don't think I can ever get on that stage and try to sing or rap a song or play an instrument. I don't know. I'll probably spaz out after the first song. So it basically what I'm saying is it ain't for everybody. So it's anyone that can pull that off. I say bravo. That takes a lot. Just to show that emotion and everything. So.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's difficult, but definitely well worth it.
Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is. So, what are some other? Do you have any musical projects that you're working on, whether it's a solo act or with a band that you're working on, or are you just focusing on upcoming shows? Like, what else you have in store in the upcoming months for the summer?
Yeah, so right now I'm in Tennessee for a really intense classical music camp, and so I'm just trying to focus on my technique, but after that I'll be back around Kentucky and playing with the band I mentioned earlier, Yapa. We do some South American Andean folk music. So we'll be playing around Louisville and Lexington. There's a Facebook page, Yapa, spelled Y-A-P-A, if anyone wants to check that out. So, yeah, we'll be on a radio show in Crescent Hill Radio in Louisville, August 5th, and then some other venues, too. We'll release a lot more information on the Facebook page. I've been playing with the Bluegrass Trio a little bit. Again, if you want to check out Blakeley's music on Facebook, good way to keep some updates. Once the school year gets done, I'll be teaching some fiddle classes to Louisville fiddlers, and I'm also open to private students, so if anyone's looking to take some fiddle or violin lessons in the Louisville or Lexington area, actually, as well, because I'm in and out of there a lot, could definitely hook some people up with violin or fiddle lessons. whether it's classical or improvisation or bluegrass or folk. So this is the newest project.
Absolutely. So everybody go check out the pages. Support local music. Support your local musicians. And you're in for quite a summer and upcoming months into the fall. So I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on that band too. Whopper. That's a nice name too. Whopper. It almost sounds like I'm saying Whopper, like the one for Burger King, something like that. I don't know, but thank you for being on the show this evening. I truly appreciate it. Continued success and everything, and I'll definitely keep an eye on your next Lexington appearance and so thank you for being on.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me, Tinny. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. So thanks for supporting local artists.
Much love. You have a good night. Have a good weekend.
All right. Yeah, peace. World peace. All right. See ya.
All right, bye-bye.